WWE makes Andrade El Idiot put the fries in the bag. They keeping my boy jobless for a whole year. No pay, no cut, no nothing. No extra cheese, no onions, no extra butter, you know what I'm saying, on the bread or nothing like that. They not giving my man a plate worth a damn. They not even leaving Andrade El Idolo the scraps. What are we doing? Shout out to the gang, y'all. Smash like on the way in just to see what we talking about. Boy, do we got to unload this one. All right, kids. Due to legalities within his contract, Andrade El Idiot will be out of action for about a year now. So, here's my thing. I could be 110% wrong about this, just to let you guys know. So, let me make a full disclaimer. I think WWE knew Andrade was using drugs, right? This is my take. This is just me. Correct me if I'm wrong. You can come at me if you want to. Hear me out. I think WWE knew Andrade El Idolo was using drugs before, and that's the reason why they enforced a 90-day no-compete clause inside of this contract. Somewhere inside of that contract, when he was dating Charlie Bot, they maybe updated his contract. For all we know, we don't know. But this is mysterious, man. This is a crazy, mysterious ass lord in professional wrestling right now. One of the most mysterious lords that we probably had in quite some time, for being honest. Here's the thing, man. They probably just did not trust Andrade. He maybe was ready to use again, and maybe they were like just having trust issues, even if he wasn't going to use again. We don't know. For anybody asking the question of why WWE all of a sudden choose to value Andrade's contract, even though they're not making a dime off of this dude no more or nothing, who said it's all about that all the time? I think you're looking at it from the wrong lenses, if I'm being honest. So let me help you guys out. Those of you who are looking at it from that perspective, it's not necessarily about Andrade's value in this case, although I completely understand the argument that you're giving there. If you were to give that sort of argument, like, what the fuck is so important about Andrade? He's not a Roman Reigns or a damn Taker or anything like that. You know what I'm saying? He's not a fucking Brock Lesnar. I get it, guys. I get it. But hear me out. It's more about the man's scenario more than anything. And people are different. Let's be honest. People are different. And y'all got to remember something, man. TKO has new contracts now, which I'm about to show y'all in a minute. It's more about his certain scenario. People are different. They have different legalities within their contract, right? That can differ from others. It is possible, guys. I know that may seem like a stretch, knowing that WWE pretty much issues out the same contracts. But, for those certain stars, you got to remember, Vinnie Mac was putting certain stuff in their contracts that we didn't even know about. Certain salaries that we didn't even know about. Certain vacations for Roman Reigns we didn't even know about. That we found out in real time. So don't forget that, y'all. For all we know, Andrade could have seriously been offered a brand new contract. He could have signed it too when he came back to WWE the first time. Andrade screwed Andrade. Let's be honest. Here's why I just gave that opinion just now. Are you ready? The wrestling purists here. This is the source I'm going to use for now. And you can seriously just take a glance at the screen and see exactly how TKO is getting down now with these new contracts, man. They not playing. They trying to bend people over. They trying to screw them. No Vaseline, my nigga. No Vaseline at all. They trying to screw people left and right with these sort of contracts, bro. If you get your ass cooked, you get your ass fired. This is not really, in everybody's favor, right? I got some questions about TKO's new contract, but you can see right there for yourself on the screen. And this is why I question the people who are questioning what is the relevancy of Andrade's contract. Well, I don't think it's in the realms of it being relevant. I think it's just his specific scenario. To the guys who are in question, if WWE did their part, are you still doubting whether or not WWE actually did their part when they just blatantly told you that they done their part? Still, you may be asking the underlying question as to why Well, they answered it right here in this article. It's now standard, meaning no longer just in certain situations for certain stars. Did we not just cover that? Did we not just say the days of just the Roman Reigns and the Brock Lesnar's, those days are gone? Getting certain things within their contracts. But they had actually certain, perks within their contract. But these new contracts now, this is for everybody. TKO is here to help AEW kill the wrestling business. Don't y'all understand what's going on in front of your faces? Y'all don't see it? They're here to help kill the wrestling business, man. They're going to be killing the wrestling business quicker than the Young Bucks did in their own book. Quicker than the heel John Cena claimed he would ever do. But this is the funniest lore of wrestling today. I'm telling you right now, man. This is a head scratcher. This is a head scratcher. The most mysterious lore that I can think of in quite some time. But let me tell you something. The excuses from AEW have to die today. This does fall on both Andrade, El Idiot, and Tony Khan, man, the Snowman. I don't know who could have not sat down and went over this contract. This is Showtime at the Apollo, amateur hour bullshit. Andrade, all he had to do, man. Listen, I understand this may have been a stressful situation for him. I get it. The Prince gets it. I do. But bro, you about to move smooth like butter into another company. This man was smoother than a smooth criminal. He was smoother than Mike Jack, man. Sliding his way onto the AEW screen, man. You knew damn well that you were supposed to stay your ass exactly where you were. And if you didn't know Andrade, you knew damn well you were supposed to have Tony Khan go over it. And Tony Khan knew he was supposed to be a boss, a leader, and actually go over it. Andrade's still human. We make mistakes. Shit happens. Right? I don't know what that man's going through behind closed doors. Neither do you. But all he had to do was go to his legal team. Get them to go over the parts of the contract he did not understand. Maybe in English. I don't know. Right? Maybe it was the verbiage or something he didn't really comprehend that well. I don't know. But a 90-day no compete, how can you miss that? That had to be something that was pretty blatant inside of the contract. How can you miss that? But then again, I don't necessarily doubt WWE's pettiness. They got their own. They're in their own league for petty shit. You know what I'm saying? So I wouldn't put it past them to hide it in the fine print somewhere. But bro, a 90-day non-compete should be dead smack in the middle. So I see why this is turning into a court situation. And man, this could have been easily avoided in my honest opinion. I'm missing one part though. What was so hard to understand about Andrade's contract? It's just the only head scratcher. What part of a 90-day did he miss? Or did Tony Khan himself miss? Whatever Andrade missed, Tony Khan was supposed to be able to have his team look over it for him. Before parading this man out there on TV for a cheap non-pop, a half pop, barely a pop. He didn't even get a full pop. He barely even opened the fucking can. The can just kind of slightly dented the pop can, but it didn't pop necessarily. So he didn't even, he only got that. Now it makes sense why they made the show back in the day. Are you smarter than a fifth grader? Because that show exposed just how dumb most of us adults can be. Seriously, most adults can actually be dumber than a fifth grader. The show actually made total sense. It's the harsh truth, man. A fucking fifth grader knows how to go over this contract better than TK and his team and any suit and tie over there at AEW before just placing his man on the television. Come on, dog, talk to me. He shows up just for him to disappear the next week? That is sad timing, dude. That's sad. Just for all AEW sicko fans online just to get their dicks hard for a few minutes to brag about Andrade being a demon back in AEW's team, right, over WWE, just for all of them to fall flat on their faces and look simple. This man's not even on TV. I bet you that aged well, didn't it, sickos? Now, down to business. We know he can be out of action for up to a full calendar year, right? Due to the contract. Congratulations, Tony Khan. You played yourself. Yet again. So we now know that it's the case, right? Where do we go from here? Well, I think inside of the legal room, man, with Andrade jumping from company to company, I think inside of the legal room, they're going to look at this as a hot potato. I don't really know how the law really works that well, bro. But if you were to ask me, all right, I think this is going to look like a breach of contract in many ways due to Andrade being plastered all over AEW television not that long right after he let go. I mean, he shocked the world, man, for those few moments. But that was it. 15 minutes. Was the 15 minutes worth it, Tony Khan? I don't know. And Andrade jumping from company to company. Next is the Indies, bro. He didn't hot potato both major companies so much it's giving me whiplash. Now, just to keep it 100 with y'all, it's one thing to not be able to compete for 90 days. But now, since he broke the rules, technically, I assume, he now faces a year without pay. The young moolah is not going to be in his pocket. The young ducats he ain't getting. Damn, man, that's absolutely insane in my honest opinion. It shouldn't have ended that way, man. WWE, I got to be honest, like I said, they are on their own level of petty at times. So they're not right for that either. They hold just as much as responsibility as All Elite, Snooze Fest. Let me take a piss break, pro wrestling. Right? I don't think two wrongs will make a right here necessarily. This is just my personal take on it. You guys, let me know how you feel down below. That's low even for dirty ass TKO to pull, inside of this man's contract. Probably for all we know at the last millisecond. We don't know. Let's keep it a buck. But for Tony Khan just to ignore this is his own ignorance, man. You cannot blind yourself to these type of things, bro. This is not going to create credibility within your company in the right fashion, man. You know this. He didn't give a shit to look into this man's contract. We wouldn't even be here right now. And Andrade wouldn't have to go through all this boring-ass legal bullshit just to be on TV. I'm not going to suck this guy off, He's not my favorite by any means, Andrade. I'm not going to suck and buck him off. I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to dick ride this guy. But, he is a damn good talent. And he should have never been in this sort of loophole to begin with. Based on negligence on AEW's behalf. Once again. Listen. Say what you want about WWE and their own pettiness, bro. I get it. But to think this was an avoidable situation for Andrade, it makes me even more frustrated to know that this was an avoidable situation. I see if it wasn't, but just to know that this was all avoidable, it makes it just that much more funny and frustrating that now this company is a goddamn joke in AEW. Who would ever want to work here? This is a sloppy shop, bro. How can you miss this? Maybe if he just took a damn moment to get off of social media from posting unnecessary tweets, maybe he'd take a damn moment or two or three even to read over all his employee contracts. Fuck, maybe we would avoid these situations, but we are absolutely out this bitch. Tell me what y'all think down below. See you. Have a good weekend.